Their way around on the formation lap. Let's take a look at the lineup then. It is Jason Plato and Colin Turkington on row 1, now carrying lots of lead ballast on board. Rob Huff and James Thompson on the second row. James Thompson is now 2 points ahead in the championship. Just 2 points ahead, that's all. On row number 3, it's Matt Neal. Race 1 winner here at Brands. He's now lost some ballast. He should be fast. So should James Kay. He's had a fantastic weekend in the Synchro Honda. Behind them, we've got Michael Bentwood and Ivan Muller, and I'm not sure that Ivan was too impressed by Michael Bentwood's tactics earlier on, although Michael Bentwood was simply racing for position. He's a member of the VX Racing Junior team, remember, and they will both be pushing hard. Behind them, it's Dan Eves and Luke Hines, both running well in that second race. Behind them, we've got Jason Hughes and Carl Breeze. And then we've got some other quick people coming up behind them as well, because Tom Chilton is back on row number 7 of the grid in the Works Honda. He's got Fareed Karaman behind him. We've got Richard Marsh and John George on row number 8, but then behind them we've got Rob Collard and Stefan Hodgetts in that repaired Alfa Romeo, who has made it back onto the grid. And right at the back, 2 very interesting cars to watch out for. Sean Watson-Smith, who spun out of 3rd place in race 2, and Anthony Reid, whose weekend has been a disaster so far. He's got no weight at all on the car this time. Can he do anything from back there? Now remember, he's also racing under the threat of a suspended race ban after his tactics last time out in Scotland, so he can't afford to knock them off to work his way through. He's got to keep it clean, Tim.
Absolutely. That race ban will mean that if he has another fine or endorsement, he will automatically pick up a 1 race suspension, which would obviously finish his season completely. But the car will be very fast, and this is the race where there's more likely to be grid changes, position changes than any other, with the heaviest cars starting at the front.
Yes, and Jason Plato with the task of trying to defend pole position, trying to defend the lead perhaps with that heavyweight car. And he has done it before. He did it at Croft earlier on this season, and Sayat had a 1-2 finish in both the 2nd and 3rd races there. But Vauxhall, I have to say, have been strong here today. Watch out for James Thompson. He finished 4th in race 2. He was 3rd in the first race of the day. Can Thompson now, having taken a 2-point lead in the championship, really do something special here and open up a little bit more of a gap over the Frenchman Ivan Muller? Muller's got a little bit more work to do because he's starting back on row 4, but he does love this Brands Hatch Indy circuit. And John George, we just saw coming into the pits there from the back of the grid. That's a shame for him. But watch out for Muller. He's one of those sort of drivers who will try to go right round the outside of everybody at Paddock Hill Bend. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
It is going to be a close start. Jason Plato on the front row, an excellent starter. He's managed it so far this year, many times getting off the front row perfectly. But as we say, Turkington and some fired up teammates just behind.
Here we go then. All set. The car's in position. It's round 24 of the 2004 Green Flag MSA British Touring Car Championship from Brands Hatch. And it's Jason Plato versus Colin Turkington on the front row of the grid. Wait for the lights to come on and then to go out, and we'll be racing. And it's a good start from Turkington and from James Thompson. Thompson makes a great start from the 2nd row of the grid, but it's the MG, the black and silver MG of Colin Turkington that leads. Here comes Matt Neal trying to go around the outside in the orange Honda, but he can't get past the Sayat, and Jason Plato takes 3rd. Rob Huff is in 4th as Matt Neal tries to go around the outside at the hairpin. That's pretty brave. It can get terribly slippery out there on the edge of the track, and Kay trying to follow him through. Oh, Matt Neal on the grass, but he cannot get past those 2. Jason Hughes there giving Luke Hines a little tap as they came through Graham Hill Bend, and the battle for the lead. James Thompson on the inside into Surtees, side by side. Oh, wonderful racing. Vauxhall versus MG. MG on the inside. Turkington still has it, but Thompson will go all the way with him. Through Clearways they come. They're still side by side. Turkington's car carrying ballast, remember, may not be so fast onto the straight, and Thompson's trying to take the lead here in terms of the championship. It's crucial that he gets in front, but he's not got the overlap, and he's got to watch out because Jason Plato's right there in 3rd place. What a first lap.
That was an incredible lap of touring car driving with Turkington and Thompson side by side for over half a lap, and that's the view from Plato's car. From Thompson's car right up behind. He's now got Plato tucked in 3rd place. Plato so far hanging on to these 2 very well.
Yeah, these 3 may begin to... But look at Bentwood behind them. Michael Bentwood's had a brilliant start. James Kay on the grass. He got a tap from somebody. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I think he's rejoined. The leaders come into clearways. Thompson. Oh, look at Plato. He's doing what he did to Turkington. Right over the curve on the inside. He's done it. He's done it again for the second time today. He's used that line into clearways. He clambered over the curve to avoid too much contact. But now the lighter Vauxhall has the edge down the straight. But Plato's got the inside line for Paddock Hill Bend. And it's Plato who holds on to second place. Thompson's down to third, and Michael Bentwood still running brilliantly in fourth, ahead of Ivan Muller and Matt Neal.
This is on the first lap, down into Graham Hill. Look there, and there Kay gets turned around by Chilton in the other Honda. He does a brilliant job of saving it, lights up the front and it brings it round, but he'll be disappointed to have lost those positions. Back on board, Thompson. Plato squeezed the car through where there was absolutely no right to go, and Thompson's monstering the back for it.
Yeah, Thompson knows how important this race is to him. He's got two people between himself and championship rival Ivan Muller, just 2 points between them, remember. The rest of the field comes out of clearways. It's all looking pretty clean there at the moment. But the race leader is Colin Turkington, still in the MG. He's getting away from this battle for second. This is really helping Turkington. Turkington's opened up a big lead. The bumper goes flying on Plato's car. It's gone into the gravel there on the exit of Paddock Hill Bend. That won't hurt him too much. But they're all ganging up. And look how Ivan Muller's now going to around the outside of Michael Bentwood. And he's got the line into Graham Hill Bend. And now the two big championship rivals are running together on circuit once again.
There's no doubt that Plato is holding this group up as well as he is driving. It's letting Turkington get away and forming a traffic jam behind him. Jason Hughes stopped on the circuit. That's up at Druids.
Yeah, look at this. Matt Neal getting past Michael Bentwood as well. Bentwood lost a place to Ivan Muller the last time, but now he's going to lose another position to the Honda, the orange Honda of Matt Neal. He's on the inside. Michael Bentwood in the VX Junior Racing. Vauxhall Astra on the outside in his first season of front-wheel drive touring car action.
But the safety car is out. That's going to slow everybody down just for a couple of laps. We can catch our breath. They can plan their next strategy and relaunch another fight after the safety car goes in. What an exciting first couple of laps.
Great racing all the way through, but it's Colin Turkington who leads at the moment. Jason Plato in second place and James Thompson in third. And, well, great racing already we've seen here, and there's more great racing to come, I'm sure. Turkington leads at the moment, but I wonder how much longer. The safety car is still out here at Brands Hatch, leading the field around in the third and final touring car race of the day, after we saw an incident for Jason Hughes' privately run MG, which has left some fluids on the circuit. Marshall's doing a fantastic job of trying to clear up and get everything out of the way. The volunteer marshals, who always do so much to keep British motorsport running, once again doing their best here to get that car moved and get this race running once more. It's being led by the MG of Colin Turkington. Let's take a look at some of the incidents that we've had already in this race.
This was Tom Chilton turning around fellow Honda driver James Kay, who does a brilliant job of keeping it together and getting back in the right direction. And here we see very close racing at the front between Plato and Thompson. Yeah,
there was a big battle between Thompson and Plato. And you could see Thompson there just giving Plato a little tap as they went through the hairpin, and that really was what dislodged the bumper. The bumper then came off a lap or so later. It's ended up in the gravel trap at Paddock, although that's been cleared away now. And so the safety car still out there at the moment. But I think the lights are off now. Yep, the lights are off on the safety car, and they will be racing once again when they get back to the start-finish line. There's a new race distance of 27 laps. They'll have completed 10 by the time they come past next time. Still 17 laps to go. Still a fantastic battle in prospect, particularly with Turkington in the MG, Plato in the Seat, Thompson in the Vauxhall, Muller in another Vauxhall, and then Matt Neal in the first of the Hondas, who won earlier on today and looks to have great pace once more.
Be interesting to see how Turkington handles the restart. So far this week, today, we've had two very slow restarts. I think Plato got his knuckles wrapped by the clerk of the course for braking and then accelerating as he came up to the line. Let's see how Turkington do it. I fancy he'll probably set off a little bit earlier.
Well, we're about to find out, because the safety car making its way into the pits now. Turkington in the black and silver MG will control the pace at the start of this race. He's trying to fend off the 2001 British Touring Car Champion, Jason Plato. And behind him is the 2002 and 2003 champions. What a lineup across the line. Turkington starts this race again. It's Plato chasing him, then it's Thompson and Muller. Three champions there, the last three British Touring Car champions running second, third and fourth in this race. But they're being led by 22-year-old Colin Turkington and Ivan Muller there, trying to find a way past James Thompson. Has to watch his mirrors because the orange Honda of Matt Neal is bearing down on him. Behind him, Michael Bentwood under pressure from Rob Huff.
Well, Matt Neal's no respecter of reputations, British Touring Car champions or not. He will want to be trying to get to the front of this field. Turkington, as I suspected, went a little bit before the line and got a little bit of advantage, but Plato got up the inside, his favourite place to pass, that is. He's got a bit of an overlap, and the Seat, even with weight, is quick.
What a move that is from Plato. He just doesn't break going into clearways, and he gets up the inside before the other car even knows it's there. It's fantastic racing. We're looking at the view from James Thompson's car, and Plato's through. Plato's taken the lead despite carrying ballast. He's got in front of Colin Turkington. Look behind. Ivan Muller trying to make a move there on Thompson. Thompson had it covered. Meanwhile, Rob Huff in the silver and yellow Seat trying to go around the outside of Michael Bentwood and not quite able to manage it. He's got the second orange Honda of Dan Eaves behind him, and then it's Luke Hines, the third of the Vauxhalls, the Works Vauxhalls. But Jason Plato using that line at clearways to perfection.
Jason Plato's gone from pole position back to third and then driven his way back to the front again with two beautiful passes up at clearways. He's obviously got a bit of rally suspension on that Seat. He can go over the curbs and the grass on the inside and use a line that no one else can use. And despite the weight, he's actually pulling away.
That is remarkable. I'm not quite sure how they've managed to do it. But I think what the problem is now is that Turkington, remember, who is running a heavy car as well, I think the MG is hurting more with the ballast than the Seat, and the Turkington's holding everyone else up now. He can't go any quicker than this, he's flat out, but that extra ballast seems to be hurting the MG in second place more than it is the Seat that's leading, and Thompson will get frustrated here.
Thompson will, and I mean, certainly it shouldn't be possible for the car with maximum ballast to drive away on this circuit. I think if Plato wins this race, then Vauxhall are going to be talking to Mr. Gow and ask him to reassess the weights before the last two races. But hats off to Plato. You can't fault his determination and racecraft.
Definitely not, but Turkington has to keep an eye on his mirrors because Thompson is now getting closer and closer as they head down the Brabham Straight again, up to about 130 miles an hour here, then onto the brakes. Through the plunging Paddock Hill corner. Look how he closes up through the corner, but can he get to the inside? No, he can't. What he's looking to do there. Oh, and Bentwood and Huff make contact. Bentwood's on the grass. Can he stop in time? Oh, he did brilliantly to keep it on the island, because it looked to me for a moment as he was heading for the gravel trap.
Yeah, just for his pleasures, he got a whack, I think, from Dan Eaves as he came back on, but brilliant car control, did very well to hold it, and obviously here Rob Huff disputing that track on the way up the hill to Druids.
Ivan Muller's in the middle too there with the red windscreen strip, the #1 car, the reigning champion, and he's now right behind his championship rival James Thompson, his teammate as well. This has been the dominant team, of course, in touring car racing over the last 3 years. They're having their work cut out in terms of individual race wins at the moment. Muller's gone down the inside. Oh, it's tight there, but once again, he's not quite through. Thompson's going to have to be quick to cover the inside. He is. And as we look at it now, Muller is trying to go around the outside at the hairpin with Matt Neal in the Honda also trying to follow him.
Well, that was close at the fastest part of the track there through Paddock Hill Bend. Muller just rubbing on the back of Thompson, and that will certainly get Thompson's blood boiling. He doesn't want that. Here we go. It's a late lunge up the inside, gets a bit of an overlap, then I think backs out of the manoeuvre, but just a little bit of contact, and both drivers doing well to cover that move and stay on the track.
Great example, perhaps. Look at this, of Muller now getting down the inside, but these two have so much respect for each other, and you could really see that in that move, but now Muller's got the advantage. Thompson cannot afford to let Muller beat him here. They're still side by side as they go into Paddock Hill Bend. Muller's got the advantage. Thompson's going to have to be careful, otherwise he'll lose the place to Matt Neal behind him, and Matt Neal's on the inside of Thompson here. Matt Neal's going to go through, he's going to follow Ivan Muller, and so's Rob Huff. So Thompson could be in big trouble here. He's got the inside line for the next left-hander, but Thompson has lost 2 places on half a lap.
Yeah, slight mistake from Thompson there. He let Muller get up the inside along the start-finish line and then perhaps foolishly tried to go around the outside of him with Paddock, and all that did was allow Matt Neal to cut back underneath him on the run up the hill to Druid. So perhaps he would have been better off giving up that position and saving himself losing two.
Barry Kerryman we saw in the pits in the Proton, looks as though he's not going any further, but Thompson still under pressure here from Rob Huff as they come across the line, and Thompson having dropped to 5th place now. It means that the championship lead will go back to Ivan Muller if things stay as they are right now, and Thompson's really having to work hard to keep that Seat, the second Seat behind him. The lead Seat of Jason Plato has opened up a 1.3 second advantage over Turkington. It's an astounding display, bearing in mind he's got the maximum ballast on the car. Turkington in turn has got quite a lot of weight on board, and it's Muller now who is bearing down on them. And remember, Muller's car is pretty light. He's got pretty much all the ballast taken out. It's the lightest of those front-running cars.
Yeah, Anthony Reid, I think, making a big move up the inside further back, and I can also see one of the Competition with Halford's cars lapping slowly. That'll be Dan Eaves. He's heading to the pits. On board with Plato. He doesn't look flustered, does he? He's got the knack of winning these races from the front, but he had to work for it in this one by dropping back to 3rd and getting back. Rob Huff still all over the back of Thompson. Yeah,
and also just ahead of them, Matt Neal is right on terms with Ivan Muller, and they're both catching Colin Turkington. Look, there's the battle for second. Turkington, Danny's in. You mentioned that he was going slowly there, Tim. He's not had a good day at all, has he?
It's not been good after such a great run up at Knockhill, but certainly the Competition racing with Halfords. Honda's very, very quick, and this man, I think, has still got some action to come in this race. It looks like a rear puncture for Dan Eaves.
So disappointing for him, but as you say, his teammates still in the hunt here. Turkington now with Ivan Muller right behind him. You're on board Ivan Muller's car as he comes to the outside, does he? Yes, he's forced to the outside by Turkington, taking the tight line. Oh, there was contact almost between them, and it's through goes Matt Neal. So Matt Neal gets through as a result of Muller trying to get Turkington, and there's tyre smoke coming off Turkington's car, and Matt Neal's got past both of them.
Well, Muller went to the outside of Turkington. Turkington took his line, and of course that made sure there was contact on the approach. Well, there's more contact there, but it was a perfect opportunity for Matt Neal to get through into second, and now we'll see whether he can close down on leader Plato.
And Huff has got past Thompson as well, just behind that. Oh, and off has gone Richard Marsh, one of the privateers. The Team Barter entry is out of it by the looks of things, but looking at this group, it is Turkington with the smoke pouring off his left rear wheel. Hopefully that won't cause too many problems. Muller still chasing, of course. It might just slow it down the straight a bit of drag on that rear tyre, and Muller looking to the outside again, as he did when it all went wrong last time, which allowed Matt Neal into second place. So the Honda of Matt Neal now in second. Can he close on Jason Plato? That's the next question. Will Plato have a problem? There are still some 8 laps to go here, bit of time for Plato to come under pressure from Matt Neal, but there's a bit of a gap for him to close. There is Plato, there is Matt Neal. Matt Neal now head down, charging, trying to close that gap. Turkington 3rd, Muller in 4th place. Now it's Rob Huff in 5th and James Thompson in 6th.
Well, Matt Neal is on 0 ballast, success ballast. Jason Plato's on plus 42 kilos. If the rules are right, Neal should be able to catch Plato.
Cross the line, and Matt Neal 0.4 of a second faster than Jason Plato on that lap. As meanwhile they're side by side again into Paddock Hill Bend, and this time Muller has got past Turkington. So Muller ahead of Turkington. Turkington now trying to defend from Rob Huff, and Muller now into 3rd position as a result of that. So the reigning champion, the Frenchman, the star of ice racing in France in the winter months, but the star of British touring cars over recent summers as well, finally wrapped up the title for the first time last year. He's got himself there into 3rd position, and his big championship rival James Thompson is still languishing down in 6th behind Turkington and Rob Huff in car number 12.
Well, Rob Huff will be all over the back of Turkington now. You can see the Seat holding a tight line on the exit there. He has got a good engine in that Seat, and he's all over Turkington. But in front of these two, you've got Matt Neal wringing the neck of his little Honda, trying to catch up. And again, a faster lap than Plato. Huff is a tiger. He's trying to get the overlap. It's so hard. Yes, he's done it. Yes, he's done it. Yes, he has definitely got an overlap. That was close. Turkington thought about closing the door on him, but that wouldn't have been a wise move on Huff. But will Thompson get through as well? I think he will.
Yeah, Turkington goes wide, and that's put Huff into 4th place and Thompson into 5th, and here comes Bentwood going for it as well. Bentwood squeezes through. That was a bit of a risky manoeuvre. He's on the grass coming out, and there's Anthony Reid joining in. Reid, who started at the very back of the grid, and Anthony Reid inside the top 10, and he's gained another place there. This is a fantastic performance from Anthony Reid, whose championship hopes have really been slipping here today. Now he's got to get past Bentwood, and remember, he's got to keep it clean as well. Plato coming around to complete his 23rd lap, 5 laps to go. Matt Neal still second. Ivan Muller is in 3rd place. Then it's Huff, then it's Thompson, then it's this battle. Bentwood versus Reid for 6th place. Oh, Thompson in the gravel there, coming out of paddock.
Well, can you believe it? All the hard work done, gains the positions, and now he's giving it away. This could be a crucial moment in the championship. Oh, and James Kay has gone straight on at the top of the hill. Everything's unfolding in these last 5 laps.
It has all changed as Thompson has dropped a number of places. James Kay off, and we're surely going to see the safety car come out, because that's in quite a difficult position on the exit of the hairpin. We'll wait and see. No confirmation of that yet. Yes. Now we see the boards come out.
Well, that's just what Matt Neal needed at the front, isn't it? He only had a 1.3 second gap, but now he's going to be right on the back. But disaster for Thompson.
Well, this is one of the most changeable races we've seen so far this year in terms of different incidents. We've seen some action-packed races, but all these things going on throughout the field and cars going off. I wonder what happened to Thompson. We picked up that shot of him going through the gravel, coming through Paddock Hill Bend, whether he'd made a mistake, whether he'd had a hit from somebody. Let's take a look back.
He caught the inside curb. He just saw the car bobble, and that was enough to throw the car out wide, and no chance of saving it there, but to trip through the gravel, dirt all over the car, slow up the hill, everybody else driving up. No idea what happened to James Kay there, whether he lost the steering or just suddenly got a puncture on the left front, but he clearly had no steering control.
Yeah, it looks like something broke, as you say, or a puncture. It just went straight on, didn't it, on the exit of the hairpin. Nasty, frightening when a car does that. No control for the driver.
Fortunately, at the slowest point of the track, or the slowest corner there, and only a very light bump into the tyres, so fortunately it didn't happen at Paddock Hill Bend. But Thompson is obviously dropped right back to 10th place now, has an opportunity to clean his tyres up, but I think he's lost his front splitter into the bargain, so his car is not going to be perfect.
Well, there was evidence of oil up there earlier. Now, there's James Kay's car being moved. Vicky is down in pit lane with the boss of VX Racing, Ian Harrison.
Now, your boys seem to be having a bit of a battle out there between them, Tomo and Muller in particular.
Yeah, it's all sort of kicking off a bit, really. There was a little bit of an incident, but Tomo's just picked up some understeer for some reason, which is why he ran wide in turn 1. So we're just talking to him on the radio at the moment just to find out why.
Gloves are definitely off now between these two, do you think?
Yeah, for sure. They're both battling for the championship, along with Reid and Neal and Plato, but they're still not allowed to take each other off, so I hope they adhere to that.
It makes for exciting racing, so we thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
So as the marshals continue their work to get that car out of the way, Plato is, we gather, pretty angry that the safety... We heard him earlier on saying he didn't think the safety car was going fast enough, and I think he's getting a bit upset once again. We'll see if we can have a chat with him. Ben to Jason, are you getting a bit wound up about that safety car? We're sorry, we're not quite picking that up.
Time.
So,
all right, Matt, you remember what I said?
We'll try and pick that up in a moment, but we'll see what happens. Jason Plato didn't seem to be very happy from what we could gather there with the speed, the pace the safety car is going. We'll just try once again. Ben to Jason, I don't know if you can hear us, Jason, but you don't seem too happy about that safety car?
Going too slow, I'm losing all my temperature tyres. Anyway, Ben, I'll speak to you after, I've got to concentrate.
Well, thanks, Jason. Well, let's hope that we'll see what happens next. We'll leave you to it, mate. And the lights are now off on the safety car, and that means he'll be coming in at the end of this lap. There'll be just 2 laps to go then. 2 laps. It's going to be a real shootout this time. Can Jason Plato fend off Matt Neal? Remember, Plato's still carrying that ballast, but can we see what happens this time? Well, we think it's just 1 lap, in fact. Will they come across the line this time? Is it just going to be the 1 lap? I think it is. We'll see. We'll see we've got the lap counter in front of us, actually. Yes, they've just put it down to 1 now across from our commentary position. So it's the 1 lap. It's a 1 lap shootout for the win in race 3 here at Brands Hatch. And it's Jason Plato who blasts away. Matt Neal and Ivan Muller go with him. And Ivan Muller's been in this situation before with a late race restart. Oh, and Plato sideways. Matt Neal and Muller comes through. Muller's up the inside, and it's the Frenchman who's going to take advantage of all this. Ivan Muller, but he's run wide. He's run wide. He's in trouble.
That's Rob Huff in the lead. Rob Huff is about to win his first ever touring car race. What a fantastic! It's all going now. Muller sideways again. Reed is out on the grass.
They're all over the place. They're all desperate on this last lap, and Rob Huff is going to win his first British touring car race in the Seat. He was driver of the day here at Brands earlier on this season, and he has emerged from chaos on the last lap to take his first ever win. The 24-year-old from Newmarket has won here at Brands Hatch. Second place goes to Jason Plato. Third goes to Michael Bentwood. He got third ahead of Matt Neal, Ivan Muller. Anthony Reid was 6th. Luke Hines 7th. Chilton 8th. Collard 9th. Breeze 10th. And James Thompson all the way down in 12th.
Here's the restart going into paddock. Watch Matt Neal. He kicks this off. Plato's a little bit steady into the corner, obviously worried about cold tyres. Neal makes an attack, touches the back of him. Muller goes round the outside of Neal, dives to the inside, and you'd think now that was it, but he and Plato run out wide. Through goes Huff on the inside, thank you very much. And then, of course, Muller gets tagged wide by Plato, who's a little bit cross, and Bentwood comes through to pick up that third place. And then Reid and Muller touch again at the bottom of the hill as Turkington fires off onto the grass.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful racing. And Rob Huff has emerged from all that to take his first touring car win. The young man who's in his first ever season of British touring cars, who won this opportunity by winning the SEAT Championship. And his father in the middle there in the white shirt, he must be so proud. He's followed Rob throughout his career, helped him, tried to get him up through the ladder of motorsport, and he's won several scholarships on his way. It's been tough for him to get there, but he has made the most of it this year, and in fantastic style. He kept it clean. He saw the gaps there, Tim, and that's what you have to do.
He did. He kept his car reasonably intact when all around him everyone else was firing it off. He had a difficult race. At one point he was down to 7th place, but in this type of racing absolutely anything can happen. I think Jason will be upset, but he was a bit slow into paddock there, definitely on that first lap.